Hi everyone, Laura here. I hope you guys are okay. I wanted to share a message with you today. This week we work with the dancer pose, Natrajasana, and today in the group, in our Facebook group, Wednesday, we are encouraged to look at our meditation practice and how that looks and how that feels in our own practices, in our own day-to-days. And today, the guiding principle really, when we look at Natrajasana, the dancer pose, what it represents, and it represents dancing Shiva, yeah? And we're going to look into more detail tomorrow, Thursday, and also Friday of the actual physical qualities. Tomorrow we'll look more into detail of the philosophical concept behind it. But briefly, I just wanted to make a short message about it. Now, if you go online and look for dancing Shiva, and I'll actually share an image also in the group so that you can see. He is most typically illustrated by dancing, holding a posture, and he is surrounded by a ring, and the ring is said to illustrate Maya, the illusion, and the ever-encompassing cycle of life. And Shiva is also referred to as he comes together with the two of the deities. So he is part of the three deities that represent creation. So creation is represented by Brahman. And then secondly, the space in between, Vishnu. Vishnu is the sustainer. He is the sustainer of all things. And then lastly, it is represented by Shiva. And Shiva is the representation of destruction. And we hear the word destruction and we can sometimes think it's a bad thing, that things coming to an end. But when we look at that cycle, things need to end in order for the next cycle to begin. So Shiva plays a very, very important role of allowing things to come to an end, clearing that cycle so that the new cycle of life can begin. So I really want us to ponder and let a guiding principle this week really be about that, and allowing and embracing change, allowing and embracing the possibility. Hello.
Come on, baby.
Allowing the possibility for things to come to an end. And I, for one, I'm very reluctant to enter into change or to welcome change if it wasn't of my own accord, if it wasn't my own doing. I find it very, very difficult, but I'm getting better over time with my own practices. So how can we really embrace change? And I think one thing that really keeps on coming through for me this week, one really, really important message that has been one of my mantras for a really long time, but for some reason this messaging keeps on coming back right now, is about standing in our truth. It's about truth. I had this conversation with a private client last night, that yes, yoga is so much to us, right? It means so much to us. And we might exit into it physically, right? But there's this undercurrent, isn't there, which allows us to connect, and it allows us to connect to our truth. Yeah. So this message of standing in our truth. How can we stand in our truth? Coming back to how Shiva is represented in dancing Shiva. He is represented by this cycle of Maya, yeah, of illusion. And that can keep us, it can keep us trapped within the smallness of ourself. And when we really begin to awaken, yeah, to this idea, or awaken to the notion that we are far more than, yeah, far more than what we see, what we hear, what we speak, what we smell, what we taste, far more than our senses, far more than our tangible world, yeah, far more than what we can achieve, far more than what we can gain. Yeah, when we realize that we are far bigger and more powerful than this, we perhaps really begin to stand in our truth. So I invite you, yeah, I really invite you to think about that, and bring it into your meditation practices this week. How we can, through the representation of Shiva, yeah, through his dancing representation of Natrajasana, how we can break the spell, break the illusion of the smallness of ourself, and really begin to stand in our power. And with that, yeah, allow the destruction of everything that we come to believe to be true about ourselves, yeah, the limiting beliefs, our limited capabilities, our limited powers. If we're able to break through that illusion and really, really begin to stand in the truth that we are, then perhaps from there we can, with the practice of yoga, yeah, seeing the practice of yoga, feeling and witnessing the practice of yoga, we begin to witness ourselves. I'd love to hear how you get on. I'd love to hear if this message resonates with you, and if it doesn't, there might be somebody that you know that maybe needs to hear it today. So yeah, stand in your truth, stand in your power, and yeah, I'll see you. Lots of love.